Good morning, everyone. My name is Letitia Timothy, and today we're going to be discussing the value of play in child development. Now, Piaget states that play is the work of a child. Play is without a doubt a very significant factor in the overall development of young children, as it enhances their imagination as well as aids in the development of physical, cognitive, social, and emotional skills that they would need throughout life. So, this presentation is going to discuss the value and importance of play as it by exploring its effects on the different stages of development. First, we're going to discuss what is play. Now, play can be defined as a unstructured child-initiated activity that aids in the development of children. It typically involves active interaction and the use of the imagination. Now, according to Article 31 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of a Child in 1989, all children have the right to play, to engage in age appropriate play, as well as be allowed to freely partake in all cultural festivities, as well as respective parties should ensure that these principles are facilitated. So basically, all children have the right to play. So it really shouldn't be viewed as something negative because you can incorporate play to enhance academic skills. So let's discuss the physical development of a child. Physical development of a child refers to the development of gross and fine motor skills. It involves the buildup of muscle, as well as being able to control the body and sustain balance and coordination. The effects of play on physical development. It builds muscular strength, which is needed to perform small or large movement, simple basic movements such as pushing or pulling. You're going to need muscular strength to deal with. Gross motor skills, which is needed to perform large and everyday activities such as walking, running, proper posture, just being able to hold yourself up. You require motor skills, gross motor skills. Fine motor skills, which are needed to perform more precise movements of like the hands and the feet, such as grasping, holding a pencil and writing, cutting, all that you need your fine motor skills for. Now, coordination and balance. This is the ability to integrate various movements of the body. So, just something simple as moving your hands or turning your head all requires coordination and balance. Something as walking, standing, sitting up requires balance and coordination. It also exhausts natural stores of energy. As a child is running about and playing, they become hungry, they become tired. And that is what it does. It promotes proper sleeping and eating habits. We're going to move on to some activities that support physical development. So, hopscotch is one. Wheelbarrow walking, which is basically where the child walks on their hands and somebody holds their feet, and like how a wheelbarrow would be. The playground, the monkey bars, or the rock climbing wall is a great way for children to build up their strength and endurance. So, cognitive development of a child. Cognitive development is basically the study that focuses on how a child thinks, learns, and processes information. It involves the ability to remember, solve problems, decision making, and negotiation. Some effects of play on cognitive development. So, creative play is when children use their imagination to transform objects and actions symbolically. This normally involves role play or improvisation, which is whatever comes to their mind is what they want to do or what they want to be, basically. However, creative play incorporates a multitude of cognitive strategies essential for brain development, such as intellectual skills. Now, using the imagination to represent symbols helps develop academic skills such as reading and mathematics because both of them require the understanding that symbols represent sounds and amounts. It also helps comprehension as it helps them to create their own stories, write their own stories and develops their critical thinking skills. Self-regulation builds self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability to control emotions and behavior in compliance with the situation. So Vygotsky says that private speech, which is, children's own special language that they use when they're communicating with each other, is language used for self-regulation of behavior. So basically, they use this private speech to plan all their activities and strategies, which therefore aids in development. So, problem solving skills, using critical thinking skills to devise solutions for problems. Problem solving is something that we need, we go throughout our lives. So this is a very essential skill. So being able to devise a solution, a valid solution, is a great skill to have. Some activities that support cognitive development are board games like Scrabble, Snakes and Ladders, or trivia games, memory games, stuff that stimulates the brain, basically. Stimulates the memory in the brain. Sing-alongs are also good when you sing the alphabet to them, numbers, places. It teaches them names of certain things. Excuse me, I have the flu. So moving on to social and emotional development of a child. Socio-emotional development of a child. This is the ability to form strong, meaningful relationships, as well as develop the mental capacity to express, understand, and cope with emotions and experiences. So Erikson, 1963, suggests that a healthy social and emotional development consists of active interaction, self-regulation, and the formation of trusting relationships. So active interaction, or what we call cooperative play, develops social and negotiation skills, because as the children are playing, not all of them are going to agree on one person's idea, so they have to be able to negotiate, compromise, and collaborate so that it is fun for everybody enjoys themselves and they're doing it together. It also enhances creativity, because using their imagination allows them to incorporate reality and fantasy to create their own unique outlook on the world. It also helps them to process and express emotions. So according to Piaget in 1962, creative play enables children, creative play is like dramatic play, it enables children to express and control their emotions by reenacting their experiences. So if you see a child acting out something angry or sad or happy, that is their coping mechanism for any traumatic or frightening experiences that they might have gone through. So if you see a child that's extra angry when they're playing, maybe have a seat with them, try and figure out if there's something deeper that's causing this. Some activities that support socio-emotional development are topic games. Well, I never used to call it topic games. We call it boy, girl, animal, place, thing, TV show. That was the name of the game. But it teaches, the names of different places, nouns, and stuff like that. Staring contest, that's a good way for social interaction, because it's direct eye contact, and that's basically the entire game. So also there's How Am I Feeling? That's a game where you basically have a chart of emojis, and each person uses the emojis to try and get everyone to understand or describe how they're feeling that particular day. It's a fun activity, and it's very helpful because you get an outlook on how everyone is feeling, and you can comfort someone who's feeling sad and you might not have known. So it's a very emotional and social game. And of course there's Simon Says, which is just generally interactive, and it's fun, and I would still play it any day today. So in conclusion, thank you for putting up with me. So despite the fact that the educational institutions were solely designed for the purpose of learning and education, not play, there is no denying that children respond better to play-based activities rather than literacy-rich activities. Therefore, we should encourage children to play as it aids their physical, social, and emotional and cognitive development while they're unbeknownst to them they're still having fun and interacting. So we really shouldn't view play in school as something that is time consuming and distracting from the sole purpose that they're being there, because like I said, there are a lot of play-based learning activities that incorporate both academic skills and playing, basically. So we really should encourage, and we really shouldn't think of play as a negative thing. But I would like to thank everyone for listening, and thank you very much.